let's talk about how your family doesn't mean anything to you. We're here on earth to be natural. You know, the thing that took us out of being natural is our loss for adventure, for exploration, for discovery. Your family means nothing to you because naturally you leave them to go on ventures to find the same vibration that your heart is seeking. You naturally, escape the ideas and stuff that people bestow on you by leaving. And in today's society, family has been looked at as something you're supposed to go your whole life with, when in fact it may be the one thing that you're supposed to leave as soon as possible. We aren't natural, therefore we're staying with our parents, with our family, or whatever, because if you're a little kid, if you're like 10 or something like that, and naturally you would be able to go out in the world and take care of yourself. Let's say you're like Braylon Allen, who plays for Wisconsin, and is the running back. Like, you're just a freak of nature like Braylon Allen. You can go out in nature super early and probably kill a deer with your bare hands and survive. Because that's all you really need. You can build a shelter. You can cut down a tree and stuff and build whatever. But in today's world, you can't wake up at 10 and be like, hey, I'm ready to leave mom and dad and go and get a job and buy a piece of land and then buy a house, because you're paying for the land and the house. Even if you do it separately, you can't buy a piece of land and build a house or buy a house on a land. You can't pay taxes. You can't use a stove that's unnatural because you may not know how to. Somebody can teach you. But naturally, if you were a 10-year-old and you didn't know how to start a fire, you could find berries or something. We live in an unnatural world to where everything is in a supermarket, everything is given to you. But naturally, by 10, you should know what's edible and what's not edible. If not, you die. We've eliminated the natural evolution, the natural barrier that the world gave us to weeding out the weak and the strong by setting our own unnatural selection. So now we have jerks who like during a pandemic or whatever got to the store earlier than you to buy the last bit of food left. Jerk why I say jerk, because like in that moment, in that situation, there was no thought of you in an unnatural way. This man went to a supermarket. This woman went to a supermarket and literally bought as much food as possible. And you've been put here on this earth not even knowing how to grow food because of jerks like that who wanted the ability to do that. And you know, like, this is gonna be tricky because where does it end? Who do we blame for being in the situation of not knowing how to do certain stuff? A great question. Who do we blame? Do we blame the jerk who bought all the food on the shelf just because, you know, the scare of Fox or something told him that you need to stay outside or whatever, and not naturally become immune to a virus that can be solved by everybody applying the unnatural knowledge that we've gotten, that we went crazy for. We have all this unnatural knowledge that we don't even use. Because we unnaturally tried to put ourselves above each other by withholding knowledge from people who in schools aren't learning the importance of science, and not just science, but how science is literally religion, and religion is just a morph and fab or whatever it's called, lie of religion. I mean of science. No mistakes. It's a lie of religion, because you shouldn't believe in that stuff. But I can't judge you for that. That's my observation. You should. My observation is that the sun, through science, which we unnaturally found out, which is why I gulp, because while unnatural stuff has led us to be able to say the sun is our source of energy. We know that for sure. That's a fact now. We know that. I gulp because in the Bible we say we are made in the image of God. We had to find out what God was unnaturally by destroying shit, to say we know that the sun gives us energy, and that the sun is why we're alive, and the sun is why our planet is able to support life. Made in the image of the sun, we have destroyed to create. But what we're creating will not matter if another creation from the sun destroys what we tried to create unnaturally. I say stop trying, be God. And people be like, you can't be God. You can't be God. You know, this is a no. Be the sun. Be so bright. Be so bright in being who you are. Be natural. It's just a giant ball of energy, a giant ball of gas burning in the sky. And we think it's so beautiful. It's literally just a giant ball of gas like burning in the sky. And if you touched it, it would fucking destroy you. But if you merge, if you were another sun, another star, then you can merge with it and destroy everything that you tried to create on your own to create a bigger picture, a galaxy, or what? Yeah, a galaxy. That would be a supernova. This is science. We're learning something unnatural that we're not supposed to know this information. We're supposed to be a part. We're supposed to be a small little speck in the paint of the big picture. But our curiosity that we have been bestowed as a trait, which all animals have, but for some reason we have a survival trait of intelligence, which is a bad one to have. As I go in and said before in a previous video, that intelligence can cause error in judgment. So therefore our judgment has allowed us to figure out such and such. Our error in judgment has allowed us to shorten our demise in a way that a meteor could have been the natural way we went out, so quick that we don't even know what happened. But now, trying to be unnaturally wiser than the sun, trying to figure out our intelligence has set us up to where the meteor that killed the dinosaurs could be a nuke. We can change the bigger picture. We can change the bigger scheme of the universe to a fault. Maybe naturally we would have lasted another 10 million years. But we unnaturally gained so much wisdom that we shortened our time here as humans on Earth. It's very interesting and contradicting because at the same time, it's a survival trait, but not the best one to have. The best one on Earth. But as we get ready, the decade of 2020 to 2030, as we get ready to go out and venture into the moon, venture into Mars, and outside of this solar system, we're bound to run up against obstacles that no matter how unnatural we try to solve it, the natural order of things, the rule book of something way greater than our rule book that we created here on Earth, will always be the judge of our fate.